All right, hello everybody. I'm here doing another philosophical interview, and I am talking with Roman.
Yes.
All right, all right. So Roman, where are you from? What do you do?
I'm actually from Missouri. I grew up here since I was a child. I've rarely ever been out of the state.
Okay,
Uh, Currently, I'm just working down here on the strip, trying to get as much money for, 16, 17-year-old.
right.
Trying to make my own living, get my car, and go on from there.
Awesome,
Really,
awesome. So the world is yours right now, and you're just starting. So
trying my best.
awesome. You maybe just a little bit closer, so we could just make sure up this way, just a little bit, so we can make sure to get the
Absolutely.
audio. So what's your favorite song or your favorite band?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I don't listen to like specific music types. Most of my playlists are just kind of jumbled up of different types and different kinds of songs that I listen to.
Okay.
But I'd say my comfort music that I like, my go-to would be either like classic country or some hard rock.
Yeah. Yeah, any band or song in particular that just really speaks to your heart,
Oh.
that you're just like, that is my song, I love it so much.
Peter Pan. I may be wrong on the artist. Miranda Lambert.
Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. I don't know it. I'm more of a heavy metal guy, but I love hearing all musical perspectives and all songs. So that's awesome. So if you had one dream place to visit, where would it be?
Ooh, Greece, easily. I
Yeah.
love Greek mythology.
Me too.
Love it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So your best talent in the world, what would you say your best talent is?
Either my singing, because I've enjoyed singing since I was a child, or my art, because I like drawing, painting, any kind of art, really.
Oh,
Wide variety.
that's awesome. That's awesome. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. Thought about that question myself many times.
Right? It's a hard one. It's the world's yours. You can do anything you want. What would it be?
To be honest with you, I would love to teleport. Only because there are so many places you got to get to in a day, and it's so difficult to get there with traffic or walking either way.
Right.
Because there's
right.
always dangers on either side of that.
Good point. Good point. Now you could travel the world for free. You wouldn't need a
Oh,
plane
yeah.
ticket or anything. That would be awesome.
Even better.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
it to Greece all on my
Yeah,
own.
oh, just right there, and then you can go to all the sites because there's so many. Like Patriot Jordan is awesome. I think that place is amazing. There's just so many places. This is my personal favorite question. So out of all the things you've seen in your life and everywhere you've been, what is the single most unexplained thing that you can think of? Whether it's a ghost or whether it's an alien, chupacabra, Loch Ness monster. I mean, literally anything that you can think of to where you're like, I just have no idea how that happened or what happened or that you just can't explain.
Ooh, okay, I got one for you. In our old house that we used to live in, me and my family, it was about a little over 100 years old. It's been in our tiny town since it started, like since it first started coming up.
Okay.
We lived in that house for almost a year, and for on the last couple months that we lived there, we had some sort of ghost or entity attacking both my mom and my little sister. It threw glasses at my mom.
What?
Yeah, it my mom was standing in the kitchen and it picked up a glass and threw it at her, and she missed it by that much, hit the wall and shattered.
Wow. See, I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like that, but that's definitely 100% unexplained. You saw it with your own eyes. You can't explain it, and a glass came across and flew across the room. And
Yeah, it was an interesting sight. We had no idea what was going on, what happened, like what.
was
we
that
had
the
no
only
idea.
time, or were there more experiences like that?
There were a couple more. We had gone up the stairs to my younger sister's bedroom to actually look into this, and as my dad went up the stairs, my mom was sitting on our living room couch just off to the side, and she started choking just as soon as he got to the top of the stairs.
Huh.
Like, she could not breathe for a good 5 seconds or more.
Wow.
Yeah. It was terrifying, but she's all right.
Well,
She didn't get hurt. That was a
right,
good part.
Right. That's for sure a good part. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely unexplainable. That's crazy.
Yes.
So if you could do one thing to help the world, what would it be?
I would love to help Palestine right now.
Yeah.
In this time that we're in, Palestine really needs our help, and I would love to be able to go up there and help any of those kids, the families that really need help, that have had their homes destroyed. I would love to go up there and help those guys.
That's beautiful. I think that That's kind of what the mission I'm on is. I'm trying to create peace in this world, and I think that mankind's always going to fight, and we're always going to fight over something. But
That's human nature.
when you hurt innocent people, children, women, men, anybody that's innocent and doesn't want a part of the fight, I think that's the problem. And if we could somehow go somewhere and just have a quarantine area where we fight or whatever, to where we fight and make sure nobody's harmed, I think that's what we need to focus on and somehow do that. And then,
I agree.
but yeah, that's a beautiful thing, and I appreciate that perspective. You know, that's a great thing. What are your thoughts on the federal government?
Politics, not always my thing.
Right.
So I don't have a whole ton to say on the matter, especially since I'm not educated enough to feel like I can talk on that matter.
Right.
Because I don't want to say something that could potentially be a problem or be offensive to anyone else.
Right.
So I don't really have much to say on that one.
Well, that's very considerate on that one, and you're more than welcome to skip any of these. If any of these you're just like, oh, I don't want to answer that one, I don't feel like answering it, you're more than welcome to skip these. I always mean to say that in the beginning, but I forget.
That's fine.
But yeah, no, I appreciate that perspective. That's very a nice perspective, you know, a compassionate perspective. So where do you think you came from?
Where we came from? Well, I've never been particularly religious by any means, but I don't think that this universe would have created itself on this point, because there's a lot of points in this universe that if anything was just barely tipped out of balance, we could all fight.
We're all connected.
Yeah. So I'm not quite, don't have a real solid guess on where we came from, but I know we came from somewhere or something.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a great perspective, and that's kind of my perspective, and a lot of the part of the thing I'm doing this is I'm just trying to find, I question everything personally, so I don't know, and I like hearing other people's perspectives and stuff,
trait.
you know. I love hearing more, and I try to approach everything with an open mind, you know.
Oh, that's a good trait. Always keep asking questions.
Right. I appreciate it so much.
No problem.
So I got two more questions here. What do you think the meaning or purpose of life is?
To find yourself or to find your purpose, because really it's up to you. It's your life.
Right.
You got to find something that makes you happy.
Right.
So if you find what makes you happy, then there you go. You got your meaning. That's what you chase after. What you want to do, or who you are, find who you want to be. That's the whole point of life, is to find out what you want or who you are.
That's great. That's a great perspective. That's awesome. That's awesome. And for my last question here, what is the best piece of advice or knowledge you'd give all the people out there? And if you could give all the people out there any just piece of advice or knowledge that you have, what would it be?
Assume ignorance before malice. So many people nowadays assume people are doing something out of revenge or some sort of negative motivation. If you assume people are doing something based on the fact that they don't have the information that they should, or were misinformed, or don't have any information at all, then there's a better chance of being able to have a conversation and actually get to understand each other.
That is a beautiful perspective, and I love that so much. That is such a great idea, and because I am guilty of that too. And I just had another gentleman I interviewed, and we were even talking about it before, because he said something and I took it the wrong way, and I do that. I am so bad about that, and
it's human nature.
It is human nature, and I think that's a big thing that we need to overcome. And you're right. I'm going to add it to the list of things that we need to try and just maybe work on. You know, I mean, I think that there's, you know, good and bad is all up to the perception. You know, but
perspective.
Right, but I think that that's a good thing. At the end of it, you know, good things are good things as much as we can be, and trying to be open to somebody else's perspective and not think that is a thing. But I know it's hot out here. I really appreciate your time so much. Thank you so much.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, it was wonderful to meet you.
You and your dog.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
I love this. This was fun.